Welcome to the Open Forum in the Villages, Florida. In this show, we talk to leaders of clubs and interesting folks who live here in the Villages to get perspectives of what is happening here in the Villages, Florida. We are a listener-supported podcast. There will be shout-outs for supporters in episodes.
This is Mike Roth. And listeners, I'm thrilled to share with you this podcast, which is my passion project for you. This podcast brings you knowledge, inspiration, and a lot of things that people need to know about the villages and the people living here. Be sure to hit the follow button to get the newest episode each week. Creating this podcast is a labor of love, even though it demands more time than I can easily spare. Now, here's where you come in. You can help us keep the podcast alive and thriving. How? By becoming a supporter. The easy way for you to support us is to visit our podcast webpage, openforuminthevillagesflorida.com, and click on the supporter button at the top of the page, or the purple supporter box. Even a small donation of $3 to $10 a month makes a big difference, and you can cancel your subscription at any time. Your support means the world to us. Stay curious, stay inspired, and keep those headphones on. I hope everyone enjoys today's show. This is Mike Roth on Open Forum in the Villages, Florida. I'm here today with Tweet Coleman and Malia Walsh. And we're going to be talking about Leahi, a new restaurant that Tweet is opening here in the Villages. Tweet, why don't you tell our audience about when you think the restaurant will open?
Oh, hi, Mike. Yeah, thanks for having us. Hopefully the restaurant will open by the end of November.
By the end of November?
Yes.
Good. So people will be hearing this towards the end of December, and that'll be fine.
Oh, excellent.
Tweet, why don't you tell our listeners why you want to bring a Hawaiian brand restaurant?
Well, actually, the reason is my son has 5 of these restaurants in Hawaii. And for the last 2 years, we've been working with commercial real estate with the villages, working on finding a location. So when this location came available, I called my son Jason and I said, we could have a plant-based food here. And he said, oh, great. And one of the big reasons for bringing in plant-based food is because of all the benefits we see with having this type of food offered to people. All the life-changing things that has happened in Hawaii. Oh, I was in Hawaii in June, and I was just leaving one of Jason's stores at Kaimaki, one of the stores, and a Japanese lady come up and she pulled on my shirt. And, you know, the Japanese, they don't touch your skin, so they touch the cloth always. And she pulled and I bowed and I said, Konnichiwa. And she said, I've been eating your boy's food for the last 3 months. And she said, as a result, I don't take any diabetes medicine. My cholesterol is down. I feel so much better. It's stories like that that really inspire me to open up Leahi Health in the Villages.
Malia, can you tell the story of how Leahi Health began?
Sure. So Jason Coleman, Tweet's son, opened Leahi Health in 2012. He started in a little hole in the wall in Kaimuki, like Tweet previously mentioned, and he was only serving kombucha, which he made himself, and smoothies. He really believes in the health benefits of having a plant-based diet and wanted to provide accessible, tasty, and healthy food for the locals. And quickly it blew up, and he decided to create a menu, and we still use the same menu today. It has really beautiful vegan recipes, and it just continued to grow. More and more locals said they want it on their side of the island. The Kaimuki one expanded to Kailua, and then Ainahaina, Manoa, and then eventually to Kauai. And today at the Villages, it just seems like the perfect fit for this community.
You said the first beverage that he created was kombucha.
Kombucha, yes. For people who are unfamiliar with kombucha, I was told recently someone described it as a yogurt on steroids. So it's fermented tea, usually either black or green tea, And you use the SCOBY, which helps ferment the tea, and sugar as well. And it's just a great prebiotic. It's has this effervescent flavor. So if someone likes soda, I really recommend it to them. And we're also starting Leahi Health with smoothies and kombucha. We're going to provide the kombucha on tap as well.
So what's the difference between a smoothie and kombucha?
In our smoothies, some of the smoothies we actually use kombucha, but for the smoothies, we really focused on ingredients that promote healthier living. So we use all whole fruits. We use spinach, ginger, blueberries, and to create these wonderful drinks. And they're all at a great price point. But the kombucha is like a soda. So if you just want a lighter drink with your meal, I'd recommend the kombucha. But if you want a meal replacement or something more substantial, I would go for the smoothie.
You said the kombucha has sugar in it.
It does. So if you're avoiding sugar, I would stay away from the kombucha.
Oh, so you don't have a dietetic version of that?
No, unfortunately, because you need the sugar in order for the kombucha to grow and to basically ferment.
Oh, ferment. Is it an alcoholic beverage?
It does contain less than 0.5% of alcohol, so you can't get drunk off of it. Children can buy it, so it's very trace amounts of alcohol.
Well, I was going to say it fits in right with the squares very well. The word health is in the name of your restaurant. How does that affect the health of people who have the vegan style food?
There's countless benefits to having the plant-based diet, not only physical health, but mental clarity. Also, just being around a healthy environment really helps. So I believe physical, mind, and environment all play a huge role in having a healthy life. And at Leahi Health, we nail all of those. We provide fresh foods that only use fresh ingredients. We home make our almond butter, dressings, and everyone that eats our food ends up feeling happier when they leave. We want them to come in excited to eat, feel energized from our food. And from our Hawaii locations, we definitely have so many regulars who express all the benefits of eating at Leahi.
What makes the Villages a good fit for Leahi Health?
The Villages is a totally different market than what we're used to in Honolulu, but it just makes sense because the villagers lead such an active lifestyle and really they value health. So those are definitely our two core values. And even though we're plant-based, I would say about 80% of our customers in Honolulu aren't plant-based, but they see the benefits. And we encourage people, even if you don't want to go totally plant-based, just replace a couple of meals and see how you feel.
Now, what would a meal be like at Leahi Health? Someone stopped in there for lunch or dinner.
We have smoothies, so that's what we're going to start with. But we also have an amazing menu that's gluten-free and vegan. We have something for everyone. It's definitely takes into consideration the non-vegan palate. So we use ingredients that have a lot of health benefits like ginger, blueberries, superfoods, but we use them in a way that enhances flavor. All of our food has avocado. We use a lot of garlic. So it's not bird food. You're going to get a really flavorful, wholesome meal. And I would recommend to anyone stopping at Leahi Health for the first time to try our kale avocado tacos. That's our signature dish.
So explain what that is again.
Yes. So our kale avocado tacos, it comes with a beautiful mixed green kale salad with our homemade cilantro lime dressing. And then we top it with some avocado, tomato, sesame seeds. Everything's totally fresh and mostly all raw. So you're just going to leave feeling great.
Mm-hmm. So there's nothing cooked.
We do serve brown rice in a couple of our dishes. And then we also warm up our corn tortilla for our tacos. But other than that, everything's fresh, basically raw.
And do you make the corn tortillas there?
We don't, but in Honolulu, we're partnered with more sustainable tortilla company, and they do really great blue corn tortillas. So whenever we can, we try to work with local vendors and get local produce. So that's really important to us.
For someone who's coming to your restaurant for the first time, and that'll be a lot of people, almost everyone walking in the door the first week, What kind of food would you recommend to them if they're coming in there at dinner time? They came down to the square to hear the bands.
We have a really unique dish called beet poke salad. It seems like when someone tries it one time, they come back every week for it. It's one of my personal favorites. We use steamed beets to mimic ahi tuna, and then we pour a gorgeous teriyaki sauce on it, serve it with rice, avocado. It has an Asian influence, which a lot of our food does because it's based in Hawaii with a lot of Asian culture. But yeah, our beet poke is incredibly fresh and it has people coming back, and there's tons of benefits to beets.
If they order this beef bowl,
Beet
okay, is there a seat in the restaurant where they could eat it, or do they have to go out and sit in the square?
No, not necessarily. We have indoor seating, I believe about 10 to 12 seats, and we're hoping to get some seating outside as well. A large portion of our customers end up grabbing the food and going because we're more of a fast casual setting. But we definitely want to create that aloha environment that encourages people to sit down and take their time and really enjoy their experience at Leahi.
Mm-hmm. Let's take a quick break and hear from Dr. Craig Curtis, tip on Alzheimer's disease. This is Mike Roth and Dr. Craig Curtis. We're talking about Alzheimer's disease. What is the diagnostic process to split the difference between someone who has Alzheimer's and someone who has a different form of dementia?
That's a great question, Mike. Alzheimer's disease in the past was a clinical diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
And we would talk to the patient and the family, and they would tell us about this progressive memory loss and maybe other symptoms that had been occurring over the past 3 to 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we would simply test their memory and maybe wait another year or two and retest their memory to look for decline.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, it's completely different. As a matter of fact, now our diagnostic process involves actually looking for amyloid in the brain, which we now know causes Alzheimer's disease.
How do you see amyloid in the brain?
We can see amyloid in the brain using PET scans, which is the most common way. And now we're working on using blood tests, which are going to be coming out in the next few years. In fact, there's already one blood test that is FDA cleared to detect amyloid in the blood, which is reflecting amyloid in the brain.
And that would be the differential between another type of dementia and Alzheimer's.
Yes, sir.
With over 20 years of experience studying brain health, Dr. Curtis's goal is to educate the village's community on how to live a longer, healthier life. To learn more, visit his website, craigcurtismd.com, or call 352-500-5252 to attend a free seminar.
Thank you, Dr. Curtis. I'm back with Tweet Coleman and Malaya Walsh to talk about Leahi Health Restaurant, which is a vegan restaurant. That means there's no meat in there at all.
No meat and no animal byproducts, so no dairy, no cheese, etc.
Oh, no dairy.
No dairy, not even honey, because that's not.
Honey?
You're right. Well, honey.
Gee, River. I've learned to like honey. How do you design your menu to get a good balance of taste on one side and better health on the other?
So we really try to take into consideration each ingredient that we're putting into our recipes. So nothing we serve is store-bought. We make our own dressings. We have something called mock tuna, which is a great alternative if you want some protein. It's made out of garbanzo beans. But we just really try to focus on plant-based ingredients that pack flavor and also have nutritional content. So ginger and turmeric really provide a nice kind of a spicier flavor profile. And then it also has great health benefits as well. And yeah, we definitely use a lot of like garlic seasoning. So you're not going to be missing out on flavor when you come to Leahi.
Mm-hmm. Is the mock tuna more like raw tuna or cooked tuna?
I would say it mimics like a tuna salad. However, it has more of an Asian taste profile. So you're going to get more of like the sesame oil, soy sauce flavors. So with everything we make, we do have that Asian flair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you have a special mustard that you use, people could add to their dishes?
Yes, and that's actually my favorite dressing. We make our own maple mustard, and it's delicious. It's similar to the honey mustard that you're used to. But we use tahini in all of our dressings to make it creamy. So that's like ground sesame seeds, basically. But we serve tons of homemade dressings. So definitely something for everyone. If you want something spicier, something more mild, we have everything for you.
Why don't you give us, our listeners, a menu of dressings that they can add to their dishes?
Sure. So we have ginger tahini. That one is a crowd favorite. It's a more spicy flavor profile with a bit of sweetness from the orange. We also serve a cilantro lime dressing, which has definitely like a Mexican flair. We put in some great seasonings. Again, it's creamy from the tahini. We have a balsamic dressing as well, which I think pairs amazing with our hummus. That's also homemade. And what am I forgetting? Yes, we make our own teriyaki sauce. So that goes on the beet poke. And then we make our own hot sauce as well. It's similar to a salsa. It's really tasty as well. And then hopefully we're going to eventually sell our dressings as well, because that seemed to do really well in Honolulu.
You said that the mock tuna tastes like the Asian flavor.
Yes.
Do you guys, are you going to have a sampler platter of all of these things for first timers?
Definitely, we want to provide samples because we realize that a lot of these dishes are new to the villagers. We're definitely going to provide samples of kombucha, our mock tuna, beet poke. We find that providing samples leads to people wanting to try the menu items. So we really think that samples are important, and we're happy to let anyone try a little bite of our food before they buy.
Are you folks going to have or participate in any of the street festivals that the Villages puts on?
Yes, we're going to do that. And then we're also, every Monday, we also have this promotion called Give Back Monday. And we're going to collaborate with 501c3s to give back. So they can go on our website, leahihealthtv.com, and apply. And each Monday, a portion of our proceeds will go back to that nonprofit. So we really value uplifting the community and just being, serving healthy food as well.
Back to the original question.
Right.
Are you folks going to participate in any of the festivals or shows that the Villages puts on?
Definitely. We'll definitely be there and serving our food and smoothies for sure.
Your smoothies, are they freshly made when I come in, I order them, or they come out of a machine that has pre-made them?
We use a blender to make the smoothies, but they're all made to order. And what sets us apart from other smoothie places is that we use all fresh fruit and we don't use powders. We cut our fruit fresh daily, and you're really going to get the freshest smoothie that you ever wanted.
So something like at the Chili Festival, you might have a booth.
And I think we're also looking into serving hot soup as well. In addition, I think that would do well.
What kind of soups would they be?
All vegan, but
French onion soup?
possibly. I know Tweet has a great recipe for an African stew that we want to definitely put out there. Maybe like some lentil soup, vegan chilies.
What's
something
the
like-
African stew called?
There's a woman here, Deb Wydell. She's president of the Whole Foods Plant-Based Club. Pretty exciting. But she has a dynamite African soup recipe with sweet potatoes and turmeric and a little bit of cinnamon. It is really delish, yeah. And I asked Deb if we could serve that, and we're going to name it after her, of course, too. So we'll be offering that along with, as Malia said, lentil soup and chilies and so on.
So the chilies will have wanted it to be the protein ingredient.
Likely beans. Maybe we'll put some tofu in there. Lentils could be a source of protein as well. So.
How are you going to serve the hummus?
So our hummus is served below our rainbow tacos, and you can order it like on our pita bread. It's really delicious. We use a lot of seasonings in there.
Is there any particular flavor name that you're giving to your hummus?
Sorry, come again?
Is there a flavor name like red pepper hummus or olive and...
It's garlic, paprika hummus.
Oh, paprika.
Yes, those are the flavors that you...
I've heard some very good things about paprika.
Oh, I love paprika. And it's smoked paprika, so you get that smoky flavor.
Is it real Hungarian paprika?
I don't think so, but smoked paprika,
I guess it's hard to get paprika from other countries.
especially since we need it in large volumes. So.
Mhm. Okay. What is the best-selling dish or dishes in Hawaii?
So for smoothies, our best selling are the King Cure and the Green Monster, which we're going to have both of those available. The King Cure includes a lot of citrus, greens, healthy roots like ginger, turmeric. I always recommend it for someone who's sick or just someone who wants a really healthy, energizing drink. Some people even drink it instead of coffee. And then the Green Monster, that's Jason Coleman's favorite. It's like an almond butter creamy milkshake. I recommend it if someone's a little bit hungrier. It has like banana, almond butter, a bunch of superfoods. You just feel great after drinking it. And
Is that something that you could come up to your shop at 8 o'clock in the morning and drink
totally,
instead of coffee?
totally, yes. And we will be serving hot coffee as well. But I think starting your day with a smoothie just that puts you at a good trajectory for sure.
Now, what was that second most popular?
Green Monster.
Green Monster.
Yes.
Tell our listeners again what's in the Green Monster.
In the Green Monster, sure. We use almond milk as the base liquid, and then we have banana, almond butter, which we home make ourselves daily. We use spinach, spirulina, chia, maca, and agave. So spirulina, chia, and maca are all powdered like superfoods. Chia is great for getting your omega-3s and heart health. Spirulina has some protein. And maca is really good for balancing hormones and also provides a bit of energy. I recommend people adding protein powder to that one. It's a great like kind of pre-gym smoothie or post-gym smoothie.
Now, if I went into your place and ordered the food to go, how long is it good for?
So we use kale for a lot of our food items. And with kale, it tends to hold up really well. If someone is eating a little bit later, I recommend that they get our surfer bowl, which is our salad. So it's brown rice, a really huge salad that contains our ginger tahini dressing, some avocado, almonds, mock tuna. It's really loaded, but it also holds really well. I've eaten mine 3 days later. Obviously, fresher always tastes best, but if someone is eating later, I would go for the salads.
Yeah, if they're going to buy two meals and take them both home and
Right.
have lunch.
I've also had some customers who go on a totally smoothie diet. So they'll come in and buy 5 smoothies and they'll end up freezing some of them and drinking them throughout the week.
So they freeze well.
They freeze, yes.
Any special instructions for defrosting them?
What I would do is put it in the fridge for several hours, maybe 5 hours. And then if it gets too liquidy, maybe reblend it with a couple of ice cubes.
And I always like to ask this question.
Sure.
What's the most expensive single dish that you're going to be serving in the restaurant?
We really value serving vegan, healthy food at an accessible price point. Our most expensive item is $14, which is our insanely huge salad. Usually people eat it across 2 meals. But definitely everything's super affordable. All of our smoothies are $8. Our tacos are $12. And we have smaller items for $5. If you want a full meal, you'll definitely be spending under $20.
Mm-hmm. And so you don't have a sampler platter?
We don't, but that's something to consider.
Yeah, because I have very rarely attended a vegan restaurant and really would have appreciated a sampler platter so I could taste a wide variety of things instead of just the one thing that I ordered.
That idea.
And I've been known to have good ideas. Not everyone agrees with me, but I've been known to have good ideas.
That's like,
Again, why don't you tell our listeners what your website is?
sure, it's leahihealthtv.com.
Now, you better spell that for our listeners
Yes.
slowly.
Leahihealthtv.com.
And
And
where
then-
is the restaurant located?
The restaurant is located in Lake Sumter, right next to the Japanese hibachi restaurant. So right next to the main square.
And really, it's right next to the old mill playhouse.
Exactly.
So it's really right on the square there. Easy to find.
There's plenty parking out front.
Yeah, out back.
Out back.
Yeah, plenty of parking out back. Out front, you got to get there at 9 o'clock in the
Right.
morning for parking. There are no meters here in the villages, so people tend to leave their cars for a long period of time. If they wanted to call for more information, how could they do that?
We don't have a phone number, but we recommend checking out our website, leahihealthtv.com. And eventually we'll also have online ordering. You can order online. Feel free to come in and ask any questions as well.
Great. Tweet, anything else you want to add?
No, I think Malia did a great job. We're just so happy. Mike, she's been here for about 4 days. And yesterday we had a training session for our new employees for a couple of hours that Malia led. We had 8 potential employees, so that went really well. So we're excited. We hope that people enjoy the food as much as we do. And the health benefits are just story after story we can share about the health benefits from Malia.
Definitely. Every day I heard stories about how Leahi bettered people's health and overall well-being.
Tweet, you're known here in the villages for brain health. Can you give a quick plug for your new restaurant relative to brain health?
I think actually, Mike, the two go together, don't they? Brain health, what we eat is so important because it enriches our mind powers and controls. But we do have a brain health club, and this is a free club. It meets the first Monday of the month at 1 p.m. at Colony Rec Center, and everybody is invited that has a village ID. But yeah, brains and food go together. I like to think of our food as fuel for the brain, actually. Fuel for the brain.
It seems like you ought to be selling some of the smoothies there. Bring in a dozen of them. Great. Ladies, thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you.
Mahalo.
Remember, our next episode will be released next Friday at 9 a.m. Should you want to become a major supporter of the show or have questions, please contact us at mike@rothvoice.com. This is a shout-out for supporters Ed Williams, Duane Romick, Paul Sorgen, Kathy Loving, and Dr. Craig Curtis at K2 in the Villages. We will be hearing more from Dr. Curtis with short Alzheimer's tips each week. If you know someone who should be on the show, contact us at mike@rothvoice.com. The way our show grows is with your help. Text your friends about this show if you enjoyed listening, or just tell your friends about the show. We thank everyone for listening to the show. The content of the show is copyrighted by Rothvoice 2024. All rights reserved.
Are you ready to dive into the world of artificial intelligence? Join us at the Villages Enrichment Academy for Artificial Intelligence for Beginners. This is a hands-on course. Over 2 weeks, you'll explore what AI is, how it's created, and get your hands on 5 to 8 exciting AI products using your laptop, tablet, or phone. Limited to 25 students per class, classes are scheduled for April 10th and 17th and September 11th and 18th from 10 a.m. to noon. The cost is just $60 for village residents and $66 for non-residents, plus a $15 cash supplies fee paid to the instructor on the first day. Unlock the power of AI. Sign up today at theenrichmentacademy.org.